time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live, Thursday, February 20th. S&P down 33, NASDAQ down 140. Russell is down 21. Dow is the weakest, down 500. Gold and silver are both up. Notes and bonds up. 10-year yield down almost 1%. Oil up 0.5%. Natural gas down 2.5%. Soybeans finished green. Wheat red. Corn flat. Euro and the pound are both up about 0.75%. Bitcoin up almost 2.5%. VIX sitting at 15.61. Little flush early in the day. Chopped sideways for a while. Starting to push back up above yesterday's low. Also right at the lower expected move level for the day. I've got my BIX currently up 800 plus. I've got my 915 tranche is looking solid for a potential pin. One-sided stops on the others. Had a price action iron Condor that hit all profit targets, and then I just put one on about 5 minutes ago and got stopped out within about 5 minutes. So that wasn't very fun. One DTE got stopped in the flush. My day trades are pretty even for the day. Yeah, I've got a long in MSTR and NVIDIA currently. I've also got a VRR in BABA that's doing well. I kind of had earnings, of course. It first popped, then it came down, and then it popped back up and held above the expected move area pre-earnings, which would have been the about 133.5 mark right here. That's where I got in, and it's been going up ever since. So that one is currently up for almost 500. I'll take some of this off by the end of the day and then potentially leave some, see if it'll run tomorrow. Let's see what else. I didn't post this, but I did a just kind of a test 4-5 put calendar. I was looking at a 1-4. I was looking at a 6-7 and just settled on this one. It's up a little bit. I'll take that off by the end of the day. Just wanted to kind of see how it acted after the big ball spike, and then we started to consolidate. So take that off. And then what else? I think that is it for me. Chad, how's your day?
Yeah, pretty light day of trading. Didn't get started until about 10:15 or so. Had an appointment this morning.
Missed out on all the opening fun.
Yeah, so I had this allergy testing that I made the appointment. So I think it was the day after Christmas I went in, and then we made the appointment for February for the allergy testing, and then I got canceled. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Rescheduled for today. Found out I'm allergic to dogs, and I have 3 of them.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, there's 5 things. There's 5 things they identified I'm allergic to. So I need to figure out what I want to do with that.
Specifically Aussies?
No, but just dogs in general, I guess. But and then some, I don't know, some other stuff. I can do shots, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. But so did an AM number 1. By the time I got back, and price had been consolidating pretty well towards the entered at 1040, booked 2040 16 out on that one, got in a lunchtime one that was doing great, 20%, booked 20%, and then was getting real close to 40%. And then this 10-minute push up where it went up, what is that, 10, 12 points in 10 minutes, stopped me out there and had $1.30 of slippage.
Ouch.
So what normally would be a scratch trade ends up being a $425 loss. So still green for the day, TLC wise. And I did enter an early Wooga, just discretionary, obviously. So that is the only thing I have on now that my TLC was stopped. And I only did 2 contracts. And I'm on the 6105, 6115s. So if it stays below 6115, it'll stay inside my short strike. So, for even if I take a max loss on this, it's only $1,000, 1140 max loss. If this price does continue to rip up, it would make it a small red day, which I'm good with that on a day like today. If it stays in range, it'll be a green day for me.
Yeah, I really have nothing on. I've got that calendar I just mentioned. I've got my BICs and I've got a couple day trades, but I was kind of when it was pushing up, I was kind of hoping it was going to get up to kind of the expected move area and just kind of fall asleep there, but then it rolled over and then it started to bounce. So I put one on. I'm kind of wishing I would have waited for it to push up here. But I don't know that I'll put another one on today. I wouldn't doubt if we keep pushing here.
Yeah, I mean, this is some pretty difficult price action now because it's broken out of its range, right? And so you just don't know if it's gonna how high it'll go. Always like to
back
see
over half of its flush.
Yep.
Just eyeballing the daily chart. Just a skosh away from all-time highs from yesterday.
The flush that happened this morning, I mean, it's not that uncommon. When you get a couple days in a row of just hitting all-time highs, I mean,
yep,
you're going to get a pullback at some point. How big it is, you just never know. I mean, I've said it quite a bit over the last year or two. It's just that's why I hate constantly hitting all-time highs, because you're going to get a sizable pullback that can hurt you at some point.
We've got NVIDIA and MSTR starting to move for me. That's good. Tesla's starting to bounce. These crypto stocks have been acting very odd compared to Bitcoin lately. And Bitcoin gapped up, had a little bit of a flush with everything else, and then bounced back up through highs of day. MSTR is acting a little bit like Bitcoin. It's up almost 2%, but Coinbase is red. Robinhood is down 6%. As far as other stocks go, took off my Carvana Butterfly earnings fly for a nice profit this morning, which, yeah, it's right back there. It was I was thinking that was probably a pretty good exit when it kept going down. It's kind of right back to the sweet spot now. So you could probably get a little bit more out of it if you didn't close it when I did. As far as other stocks go, on the red side, Jumia is down 28%, apps down 11.5%, TEM down 10%, Reddit down 9%, PLTR is down 6%, but it's been bouncing back. DraftKings down 3.5%, Boeing down 3%. Banks were really weak. I caught a downside runner in JP Morgan this morning, starting to bounce back a little bit. Google's a little bit red on the green side. Baba had earnings. It's up 9%. It was up quite a bit more for the first half hour. Baidu is also up. MSTR. Nvidia is a little bit green. So got a few. Apple's a little bit green. Got a few greens, but a lot more red, of course. As far as the sectors go, crypto's up, metals are up, real estate up, energy up, healthcare up. Chips are just barely green now. Financials and regional banks are the weakest. Tesla's been pretty red all day, but catching a nice little bounce right now. I don't think I'll trade Rivian. What is it, like a $12 stock? RIVN. Oops. Oh, 13. Pretty close. Yeah, I mean, there's just no premium in there. Excuse me. What else? Is that it? Baba was pre-market. I think that was it for the week, wasn't it? Yeah, Baba and Walmart pre-market. So after the bell, oh, Block. Block used to be tradable. Let's see. Now XYZ. It's been pretty dead for a couple years as far as price range. $0.10 wide. Options are tradable. I think I'll pass. Yeah, there goes SPX falling asleep on the expected move line. Just got a little impatient on my entry. It'd be 5 wide right now.
My EWU goes up 10%.
So I was just checking out a Wooga-like trade.
I'm plus 1,700 on my two TLC trades. So even a max loss here, I'll still be in the green for the day.
I'm entering a late Wooga-ish. I didn't want to put on something with stops and so I'll scale out of this, but I just wanted to I like the level and the consolidation we're seeing here. So put that on. Got Microsoft coming down. So that's a call vertical or a put vertical. So if the 40-minute EMA is greater than the 8 EMA, looks a little over optimized, but EMA call test. So you're just tranching into verticals based on the EMA. I'd have to play around with it, see how over optimized it is. Yeah, I mean, I get it, Moel. It's just not for me. It's just not my, it's just not my style. And I tested it a couple times with XSP just to kind of get a feel for it. It's just not, it's just not for me. There's nothing, it's just a matter of preference. Or economic reports. Let's see. It looks like Trump speaks tonight. due to speak at the Republican Governors Association meeting in Washington, D.C. Pre-market tomorrow, flash manufacturing and services PMI. Actually, 15 minutes after the market opens. Consumer sentiment, 30 minutes after the market opens. SPX index coming down a little bit. VIX close to lows of day. Hood's down about $11 in the last few days after hitting that all-time high of almost 67. BABA had a little dip, but got bought up pretty quickly. Still holding up well. Yeah, I've seen some good back tests around it, Moel. You know, the biggest thing that you just have to figure out about it is how you're going to manage risk if a big move goes against you. I think Tim floated around, if his account is down around 5%, then he will consider just kind of closing everything. And there's been some other discussions around it in his channel as well. But you just gotta plan for the worst case scenario, right? So, if you have 18 tranches on, 35 wide, that's going to take a pretty significant amount of buying power, which means, you have a pretty significant amount of risk on, depending on what size account you're trading. So you really have to dial in kind of what your worst case scenario is with risk, and then decide if it's, kind of fits your personality, fits your psyche, fits, what you want to do, fits your game plan. Coin is starting to break back above its yesterday's low.
How's your theta decay on your Wuga style trade?
It is, well, it's moved down a little bit. So if it was centered, I'd have a little bit, but it's I'm down or a little bit break even right now.
I reorganized the desk, got the new laptop rolling. This new laptop is gonna love it. Should have invested in it a long time ago. I didn't know how I would like the 18-inch screen, but I really like it because it's going to give me another screen to be able to watch day trade in the morning, the day trading charts. My other one was just too small.
Still got a little rollover. Dick, have you done any of the multi-tranching like that? I know I mean, you do kind of the quiet lunch type multi-tranche. It's not too different from that, really. Just end of day instead.
Yeah, I have an HDMI adapter that I have for my it's not that one, but yeah, I've got one that has two HDMIs and several USBs, a USB-C.
More of a kind of a docking station.
Yeah. That my other laptop, I'd use, I'm doing the live stream in the morning. I would have two screens. So it's about 16 stocks I'm watching. And my other laptop screen just wasn't big enough to have the Thinkorswim platform on it. But this 18-inch is. And so going to be able to have 24 stocks on to watch now.
Robinhood is now popping. Coinbase is pushing. MSTR has kind of fallen asleep. Bitcoin is trading near highs of day. SPX back up to the expected move area.
Yeah, I believe so. Up for dollar. But I really don't need the third one because the 18-inch screen is like having a third one.
There was some posting on the Financial Juice this morning with highlighted in red, which signifies some importance, but could have just been profit taking, you never know. But kind of around the time the market opened, we had some news out of the EU about tariffs. A little bit after the market opened, we had some Ukraine news, some more tariff talk. So there was some stuff floating around. I need NVIDIA and MSTR at highs of day. Getting a little decay coming in on my Wooga-ish trade.
I was just gonna say, it seems like it's holding premiums pretty tight right now.
With 35 minutes to go, the 15 butterfly is trading for a little over $1. I did take a little short trade in oil futures today. I got a nice move. I did 6 contracts of MCL. I forgot how small that contract was because I'm only up $200 after a really nice move. MOC on the sell side based on what? I have no clue. I've never seen any correlation that relates to whether it'll be a buy side or a sell side, except for, well, even last day of the month. It's just usually big, but you never know which way it's going. Tight range here for the last 40 minutes.
Yeah, my Wuga's up 30%.
Bitcoin climbing, trying to get above 99,000. Trying to kind of break out of its little consolidation area. Let's see, what do we have next week? You got zero on the docket Monday. Tuesday, consumer confidence. A couple of Fed speakers. Oh, sorry, sneezing attack. Wednesday, nothing really. New home sales, crude oil inventories, G20 meetings start. Thursday, GDP and unemployment claims pre-market. Friday, core PCE. So it looks like I'm up about 15% maybe on my Wuga. Yeah, we need Baba to hold its head up. Let's see, I've got about 3,500 of risk total on a worst case scenario. I'll probably take half of my contracts off here before the bell. I tell you what I'm going to do, my friends. I am going to recap my day trades, do my little recording while we're waiting. So you guys get to enjoy it. Quick update on my day trades for February 20th. And as I'm starting, MSTR is coming down. I'll give it a minute. All right. So at the moment, down a little bit on day trades, took a couple losses in Apple. Upside volume runner in AMD was a loser. Nice downside runner in JP Morgan. Meta, small loser on a downside runner. Microsoft was gave some back on Microsoft. I was up quite a bit more. I tried to add and it flushed lower. MSTR, I'm still in. It's coming down. NVIDIA was a winner. I still have a piece of that on an upside runner, and PLTR was a nice winner on the downside. So let's go through these. Apple. So Apple was, I took two different trades in Apple. It was showing some real nice relative strength on this push up compared to the overall market. And so when it pulled back to yesterday's high, I got long, came down, I cut out, popped back up, tried it again, and got flushed out again. So 2 losses on Apple. AMD, this was one of my early trades. I had a nice volume spike on the second 5-minute bar, pulled back to yesterday's high, was looking for a continuation higher, and it gave no such thing. JP Morgan. So when the market was had flushed and then started to bounce right here. So between that bounce from 9 a.m. to call it 9:30, I was watching to see which stocks stayed weak, and the banks were really weak. And so it was right around here where, yeah, the market had bounced and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs didn't even move. So I got short and caught that move down. So that was a nice trade. Meta. This is when I took this afternoon. So Meta was acting a lot weaker than everything here. And so when it closed below yesterday's low and bounced back up kind of to the bottom of its range as well as to yesterday's low, I I got short looking for a potential continuation lower, and it just kept chopping around. So I just cut out for a small loss. Microsoft, this was a nice winner. So this is one where this is also a kind of a relative strength play where the market was flushing right in this area. Microsoft just held really nicely above yesterday's high. Where everything else was red, Microsoft was green. So on this little pullback consolidation, I got long, caught this move all the way up to, got out of most of it at pre-market highs, pulled back, and I added thinking it might have more in the tank, and then it just kept going down, so I cut out. MSTR, which is one I'm still in. It was kind of relative to Bitcoin. It was the strongest crypto stock. So when it started kind of jumping around right here, I was looking at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin started pushing to new highs of day. So I got in here, caught this move, got out of some here. It pulled back, and I added, and now it's kind of right back where I got into that piece. NVIDIA. NVIDIA. Oh, yeah. Okay. So another kind of relative strength play here. Market was staying weak. NVIDIA made this big push at the same time the S&P and NASDAQ were moving lower. So when it paused and kind of pulled back, I got long here looking for a potential move up into green territory / highs of day. Hasn't quite got there. I've still got a piece of that one that I'm getting ready to close out. And lastly, PLTR. So we had that big sell-off at PLTR yesterday. So I was looking at it for potential weakness. It pushed below the pre-market lows, bounced up. I got short right here and caught that move down. Gave a little bit back on my runner when it bounced here, but nice trade overall. So that is my day trading day. Cheers. Dark Avenger, that was my recording for the day trading channel. Not a lot going on here, so I figured I'd kill two birds with one stone. You guys get to hear it here, and if you want to rewatch it, you're more than welcome to in the day trading channel where I post it. Day trades 220.25.
Wuga up 37%.
Yeah, Wooga's wooging it out.
Are you hitting profit targets? Or are you just playing it like a Wuga and going for 50%?
I'll take some off here in a bit. Let's see, we've got 20 minutes, so I'll definitely take some off, but I'm only up, I guess I'm up about 20% now.
Yeah, that's what I was. It's like you should have hitting a 20% profit target by now. My 50% is $2.15 as I was filled at 430 and it's at 250. So I'm about 40 cents away, 30 cents away. Only two contracts, but be a nice little extra winner today because a lot of times I don't do Woogas on Thursdays. I was getting when I put it on, I was looking at it. I was able to get 10 wide and over $4. So that's the main reason I went ahead and traded it.
I will close one of my 3 Wugas for 350. Currently at about 365. And I'm going to go ahead and close my NVIDIA. And my MSTR. And Baba is not giving us another push, is it? Closed one of my Wugas. All right, so Baba got in for a 9-cent credit. It's currently trading for about maybe a 16-cent credit. Judge just ruled that Trump can continue mass firing of federal workers. Says Financial Juice. All right, Moel, I'm going to go ahead and close 5 of my 9 Babas. Got an order at 20 cents. And a little bounce. An MOC in a few minutes. $15 butterfly is currently at $1.40-ish. All right, there's my BABA filled.
Yeah, I was 10 cents away from hitting 50% until this push up.
Put in an order to close another Wooga at 250. If it can sit here. Butterflies are staying a little cheap. I guess we did have some movement today, so that makes sense. One minute till MOC. Creeping higher. MOC incoming. 969 million buy side. Wooga up to break even. Need a little down move.
Yeah, definitely need a down move now. Yikes.
Back down to around 12 or 13 would be perfect. $15 butterfly. Still around $1.50, $1.40. 20 butterfly getting up to $1.60, $1.65. My Wooga's got a lot of juice left, a lot of meat on that bone. Need to stay below 20. I'll start working a 20 and a 15. Back down to 15. I'll hit another Wooga at 250. So I've got one left. Five minutes to go. Bouncing around 17. All right, I'm going to close my last one here. Oh, filled on the 20s. All right, need to move away from 20. Currently at 17. All right, so I'm out of the Wooga. A nice move below 15 would get me locked. Anything below 17 would be a win. A little less than 3 minutes. NDX is bouncing a little bit. VIX is right at lows of day. Two minutes to go. Hanging around that 61.18. Little dip. A little dip lower. Right back down to that expected move line. Up to 19. 1 minute. Looks like my BIX will finish about plus 1600 on the day. One pin, no double stops. 30 seconds. Little lower.
Keep going down.
Come on, little buddy.
Back down. Back down.
3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Looks like it's going to be 6117.63. So below 17 would have been a win. So yeah, it's just inside. So a little small loser for Mahomes. Mahomes, I was just getting ready to brag on him. He had a 5-game win streak going. That one's going to be a small loss. All right, all. That is a wrap. I'll be leading the live stream tomorrow morning for the day trading, and then we will be back for the last power hour of the week. Have a good night. Take care. Talk to you soon.